Well, thank you very much, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here in Bordeaux on such a lovely sunny day. And I'm sorry I'm not speaking to you in Finnish, but I just haven't had time to learn enough Finnish, I'm afraid. I've got a title of a short talk, but I'm very happy to take questions. And I've been talking a lot about Brexit, as you can imagine, over the past few months, and I found that there usually are quite a lot of questions, much more than is usual in speaking in a Finnish context. So I will leave some time for that. My talk is called Leaving the EU but Staying in Europe, and this is sort of a sort of portmanteau title. But it's inspired by something that the British Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson has said, and he uses it to encapsulate what he thinks of as what our future relationship with our partners in Europe will be. And he sees it very much as the UK leaving one institution. Now, a very big, important, powerful institution, but nevertheless it's one international organisation in which we have been a member for 40-something years. But it's not the only aspect of Europe, and it's certainly not, it's not going to mean that the UK can just sort of cut off its ropes and sail off into the middle of the Atlantic. We are still going to be a part of the European continent. We're going to share European values, and we're going to continue to have many very important reasons for cooperating closely with our partners in Europe and doing business with them and sharing the values, as I said, that we have shared for hundreds of years. So I think you asked me to talk a little bit about what I think it's going to mean for the UK and Finland doing business together. Well, we've been doing business for hundreds of years. I was in Oulu before Christmas, and a really magnificent Victorian 19th century city hall. Very, very grand. It was obviously built when the city had a lot of money. And the mayor was explaining to me how the magnificent town hall was built at a time when the city of Oulu became very wealthy on the back of selling tar. And its biggest customer was the Royal Navy. So, the British Royal Navy was responsible for a lot of the wealth of Oulu in the 19th century. And you can see the very visible evidence of that is the beautiful building that they still use a great deal. Another example is that in the 1950s until the 1970s, there used to be a ship leaving one port or another in Finland every day with newsprint for the UK. All British newspapers were printed on newsprint that came from Finland. So that's, one big ship every day. That's a lot of newsprint, a lot of business that we used to do together. Now there's none, but the newsprint in the UK is still Finnish. It's made from trees in the UK, from British forests that are owned by Finnish companies, and made into newsprint in a Finnish-owned factory in Britain. So the newsprint may not be coming from Finland, but it's still Finnish technology, it's still Finnish-owned. We are continuing today to do a huge amount of business together. And the inward investment in each other's countries is very high. One of the most interesting visits I've done while I've been in Finland has been to Rauma on the west coast, where Rolls-Royce Marine Engineering have they have a plant in Rauma and another in Kokkola. And this is one of the most profitable businesses for Rolls-Royce worldwide in terms of against the investment. They employ 1,000 people, and they're exporting Azimut marine engines all over the world, as well as other deck equipment and other kinds of engines. It's such a successful business that Rolls-Royce are continuing to invest. They're building a whole new plant there in Rauma. So I think there are some very, very strong businesses in each other's countries. We have been doing this business for hundreds of years. We did it before either of us was in the UK, was in the European Union. We did lots of business when the UK was in the EU and Finland wasn't. I'm sure we can carry on doing it when the UK leaves the EU. I'm going to make a short aside here and say when. It's not if. Because I do encounter quite a lot going around Finland, people who still say, well, you're not really going to leave, are you? Or can't you have another referendum? Can't you change your mind? We're leaving. It's absolutely sure this is going to happen. I can't imagine any British government going against the democratically expressed will of the British people in a referendum with a high turnout. So I want to get that message across. It's quite a blunt message to give you, but I do find a surprising number of people who think that it might not happen. It will happen. However, we want to do it in a way that is as positive as it can be for both sides, for the UK and for our European partners. So continuing to do business is one of the ways that we hope we can do that. The UK, also let me say something very, very clearly, the UK, we're leaving, but we want the European Union to continue to grow, to prosper, to be secure. We want the European Union to succeed. It hasn't worked necessarily for us. It hasn't met the needs of what our population want, but that doesn't mean we want it to fail. The European Union is our biggest trading partner. It's going to continue to be our biggest trading partner for the foreseeable future. We are right next door to each other. We share the same threats, the same difficulties from uncontrolled migration, from terrorism, from our big neighbour to the east in Russia. So we continue to want to work very closely with the EU, and we want the EU to be prosperous and secure. One of the ways we think that can happen is if both the EU and the United Kingdom, once we have left, continue to be very much in favour of free trade. Now, both Finland and Britain are free trading nations. We make our living from exporting. So it seems very obvious to us that that should happen, but it's not always the case for everyone in the European Union. And the UK is going to continue to make a very strong case for free trade while we're still in the EU, but also once we've left. Now, I know that there's a sort of contradiction in there, because you could say to me, you're in favour of free trade, but you're just about to leave the single biggest free trade area that has ever existed. And that is true, that is the case. But I think we can talk about this maybe in the questions and answer session. I think the single market has been a big success. It's not complete. There's still quite a lot of barriers, particularly to trade and services, that haven't been taken down, and an awful lot of work still to do on the digital single market, for example. But for a lot of British businesses, the constraints that have been brought by the single market have been quite painful. And for many businesses, they haven't felt that the benefits of the single market have outweighed for them the disadvantages. Now, there's a bigger calculation you can do for Europe as a whole, but I think for many businesses within the UK, the calculation hasn't been always as positive as perhaps we might have hoped. However, we are going to, as long as we're still in, we're going to still argue very strongly for the European Union to take a bold stand on free trade in the WTO. We are going to push still for the Canadian agreement, CETA, to be completed. We want to push forward with the free trade arrangement with Japan. And we haven't given up on TTIP yet. We would have liked it to have been agreed sooner, but that's just how it goes. We very much hope that the EU and the US can eventually agree to a comprehensive free trade agreement. Once we leave, we will continue to be a very strong voice in favour of free trade. So we will seek to agree free trade agreements with as many countries as we can, but within the WTO we will continue to speak up in favour of bringing down barriers and including non-tariff barriers. And I hope that once we are members in our own right and able to speak for ourselves, we will be a strong voice in the WTO and will speak up on that. We would also like to negotiate, as part of leaving the European Union, as close and comprehensive a trade agreement with the remaining 27 member states as it's possible to have. Now, we absolutely understand it's not going to be the same as being in the single market, because we're not able to accept the full domain of the four freedoms, including particularly freedom of movement. But we do nevertheless believe that we should be able to negotiate as good a trade agreement as the EU has been able to negotiate with anyone so far. We start from an absolutely total degree of convergence. And I think for most free trade agreements, when you're negotiating one, even with Canada, for example, or with South Korea, you spend the first couple of years working out what your positions are and where you diverge, where you converge in terms of standards and so on. With between the UK and the EU, we won't need to do that, because we're starting from the same position. We have the same standards at the moment. So it should be a lot easier for us to agree a free trade agreement pretty quickly. And we think that it's in our interest, but in your interest as well, to make that as comprehensive as possible. It won't be the same as us being in the single market. We know that. But we still think that we can agree a very high degree of convergence. One of the things that I think you asked me to talk about is sort of the prospects for trade at the moment between the UK and Finland, and what I can see in the future. Well, we despite Brexit, which is a phrase I hope, but all the time we are talking to Finnish companies and to British companies about the prospects in both directions for increased business. And we are very optimistic about this. We think there's a lot of opportunities in both directions for both exports and inward investment. Here in Finland, the sort of sectors that British companies are very interested in, I think the nuclear industry is a really big and important one. With the changes in public attitudes towards nuclear power in some European countries, I think the prospects for those companies that are involved in civil nuclear power have declined. But in the UK and in Finland, we are both strongly committed to continued civil nuclear power. So I think there's lots of opportunities in both directions, actually, but with new builds in both countries, that we're seeing a lot of interest in that. Another big sector is retail. We think in Britain that we have a really strong retail sector and a great focus on lots of brands. With a lot of new build of shopping centres, particularly in the Helsinki region, there's quite a lot of interest from British companies in expanding to Finland. I think the return of Marks & Spencer to Finland has been very interesting for British companies. They're wanting to see how that goes. It seems, I think, to have been a success, and I think there's a lot of interest from other big retailers in the UK in the Finnish market. And a sort of subsection of that is the food and drink market here. I think it, compared with certainly the first time I moved to Finland, which was in 1992, but even from the second time I was here in 1999, the range of products available in Finnish supermarkets and restaurants has expanded hugely. And I'm interested in cooking, in exploring new foods, and in going for higher quality, more specialised, perhaps higher value foods and drink is definitely a niche that British companies would like to explore. The single biggest project that we are working on is the Hornet replacement for the Finnish Air Force, the fast fighter jet. The UK is proud to be leading the Eurofighter Typhoon bid on behalf of 4 nations. We think we have a great product, and it's one of the biggest projects for me and for my embassy over the next 5 years. We'll be making a very strong case that the Typhoon is the plane to replace the Hornets for Finland. Just very quickly going back the other way to the UK, what are the sectors that I think that Britain is very interested in? Well, I think clean tech is a really interesting sector. There's an awful lot of innovation and expertise and great thinking going on here in Finland. And we have got a lot of inquiries from people, for example, wanting to set up waste-to-energy plants in the UK using technology that Finland has perfected. Stora Enso, for example, are doing some very innovative work in the City of London with wood-framed buildings. I believe they are building the tallest wood-framed tower that has ever been attempted so far in London. So there's a lot of interest in building materials, clean tech, waste-to-energy, and how we can use Finnish expertise to make our environment cleaner and better to live in. Health tech is an area that Finland has been very successful in, and there's a lot of interest in the UK in that, and making particularly people's lives healthier and fitter, better quality of life, better work-life balance. I think Finland's done some very interesting work using technology to measure that and to help people make the right decisions. And then the sort of last area that I might just talk about is smaller startups. I think there's a lot of interest in the experience of Finland. The bridge project following when Nokia was declining and letting a lot of people go and launching them off to set up their own businesses. There's a lot of interest in how that has gone in the UK. And we talked to a lot of startups, well, not really startups, but companies that have moved on and are succeeding very well, who are now looking to go global and who are looking for investment, access to expertise, to staff and to ideas. And a huge number of people are coming to us to talk about really, setting up a business or a place in often in London, but also in Manchester and other countries around the UK, as a headquarters from which to go global. We think London in particular, but the UK is a great place for a business that wants to grow, to access funding and to access global markets, particularly in the English-speaking world. So those are the sort of sectors where we have had the most interest. I'd be interested to hear from you what you think the sectors of interest are, and I'd be very happy also to answer any questions that you have about anything I've said, or challenges as well. Please don't hesitate to ask me anything.